completely in Tamil Nadu. Many areas of Tamil Nadu. Mainly for the less privileged children and also underestimated children.
So when you say less privileged, where do you these children come from?
Villages. Actually, we found in 2002, way back in 2002, we found that the children were going to the school only for the midday meals.
Exactly.
That's exactly the period teacher. And then brought some teachers, and then we made them study in the village center outside the house. Children, and then we grouped it in first standard, second standard as kids, and third and fourth standard as juniors, fifth standard as seniors. Okay, and then for every 20 children, we appointed a teacher who have been called as Akas. Because they are familiar with the people around there, and then they teach them with our own method of teaching with all the training methods.
So where is the teaching taking place? Is it in a particular school or is it in a particular
No, it is mostly outside the house.
Outside the house itself?
Yeah.
So one particular house, the all children assemble in a particular
Yeah, outside the house. It's a village.
Right.
So outside the house, from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, when the daylight is on.
Okay.
So they gather there, and these Akas teach them.
Akas.
And we train the Akas before teaching the children.
What is this Akas one that you're talking?
These teachers were called as Akas because they belong to that area, and all the children are familiar with that face, you know.
Alright.
So it is easier for the children to come and access to this Akas.
So are they Akas, are they paid, are they volunteers?
Yeah, all the Akas are paid.
Okay.
All the Akas. Actually, I can say this is actually we are doing education, but the byproduct is empowering women.
Okay.
We are giving the employment to a lot of women.
Okay.
All these people who teach are only women.
So these Akas are elder sisters or talent means Akka?
Akas means elder sister.
Elder sister. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are as a figure, an elder sister figure who they trust and who comes every day teaches them.
Yeah.
Right? So what exactly? I mean, how many Akas?
Trains them.
How to teach? You already train them.
Yeah.
Okay.
We train
So
them.
how many Akas in all that you have?
No, we have now at present around 600 Akas presently working.
Alright, okay.
So far we have got 8,000 plus Akas who have worked for us.
Alright, so but they are not continuous, right? I mean, every time you have some, facing challenges of Akas not being met throughout, they leave the project also sometime.
Yeah, we have standby also.
Alright.
We have standby also because we train particular people there in this method where we have to use all the kids and the teachers.
Okay.
Okay. So these Akas, in case 1 day or 2 days, it's always there for
Yes.
Otherwise, generally every day they gather, and we have assessors who will go and see whether they are teaching properly and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when these children learn through these Akas, what is their future? I mean, do they go to proper schools? Do they climb up the ladder?
During the day, they are attending.
Okay.
First of all, earlier they used to go only for the meetings. Now because they get to know what is this, they have knowledge of what they are really learning. So they are learning in the school too.
Alright.
And they continue the studies, which is very important.
So major, I can say the activity that your NGO does is that, going or encouraging parents to attend the schools where they say they study further. Is that what it is all about?
Yeah, that is what mainly I started with. Okay. And subsequently we found that these rural children are lacking in English as a language.
Okay.
And then we found that in English we can teach them phonics method, which is that with a sound, okay, like any other language. So we just found this in Pondicherry school. One of the professor was teaching this way. So we got trained in that. And we are now training teachers to do that. And in fact in Chennai, we are doing it in a lot of schools. For 6 middle schools, from 6th standard to 8th standard, we teach them English in phonics. And then we teach them a grammar also, basic grammar, which makes them read, write comfortably.
So your
name is Lalita. I work for an NGO called Oral. Oral is oral education for children with hearing impairment. We are based in Bombay at Mahalakshmi, and Oral was started in 1986. And we have the 3 children who have cochlear implants and all hearing aids to listen and speak, and they are integrated into mainstream. So all the children, we follow the auditory verbal therapy. We don't follow lip reading or sign language, and our children become contributing and participating children in society. So these children audit Vibha has been supporting audit since 2006, and earlier they supported early intervention program, and now since 2014 they be supporting the mobile screening ban, the mobile screening program.
What is that, ma'am?
Mobile screening is like children are often, we found that children are often labeled dyslexic, autistic, or sometimes lazy. Sometimes it may be that there is some vaccine which is the impacted vaccine, children can't hear it. But then you are labeled as a teacher because you don't pay attention in classes. So we realized that it's very essential to screen. So initially we wanted to do it in urban areas, but then we realized that children from the underprivileged category who like mobile crashes and like doorstep school who cater to the underprivileged section of society. So we went to we covered these children. So with the help of Vibha, they support this project because we have to use disposable earpiece and it's very expensive. And you can't use the same thing on another child because these children come from such unhygienic background that the wax is so impacted or the ear infection, and we can't use the same thing on another child. We can't use the same earbud into the other ear. So and it was not feasible for us to buy. So it cost around 200 rupees per child only for the earpiece. So Tata Motors had donated a van for this, and we also got the Vodka Foundation. They helped us to modify the van according to our specifications because we had to have a soundproof van. Because going into these localities, we need to have a soundproof room, which none of these areas, no freshers can provide us now do the school science provision. So we're using that, and one of the children, one mother, so we have whose son is here doing that, but now he's been integrated, he's in the US doing his engineering. So this mother has been helping us to study.
And we are in partnership with Vibha from 2006 to 2007, and who give us across for the quality education in government school and ensuring the quality education for underprivileged children.
Where is your project located, sir?
Our project is located in West Bengal, in 3 districts of West Bengal, and 1 district that is not Rangpur Parganas, and we deliver in government schools in 3 blocks, Agulia, Devanga and Sharma. My NGO gives the teacher trainings to the government school teachers and the workshops for developing different types of teaching aids. And besides that, we also give classroom inputs with the children and some other activities like regular cultural activities, the empowering children communities. And in some cases, the teachers, those who are already got trained, we organize the refreshers and course training with these teachers.
And how are you connected to Vibha? How long has it been your association?
Almost we connected from 2007 with Vibha. And presently we are working in 110 government schools and benefiting more than 11,000 children.
Vision 2020 is all about going from what number to what number. You were all in the room yesterday. What did we say? From where to where are we going by 2020? 300k kids to 2.5 million kids. How long will it take us to get to 300k kids? 22 years. 22 years. 22 years to come to 300k kids. In 5 years we have to go to 2.5 million kids. How are we going to do it?
That's where you come in.
Huh?
That's where you come in.
That's where?
You come in.
That's where I come in. Break it up and spread it out. But the first thing, I said there were 3 things. What are the first thing we're going to do? She just gave me the answer. Policy advocacy in government. Now all of you, make a note. Go through all your donors, anywhere you see Rotary Club, Lions Club, all of these people have connections in your local taluk. They do. The YMCA's chairman, the last chairman, was the head of the Rotary Club of Pune. Use those contacts to say, how can I bring government into what I'm doing? So my take to them was very fundamental. I said we have 3 projects running right here in Pune. We have Sikshana running right here. In your neighborhood, we have DSS running right here. We have Rachna running right here. I didn't say come and fund more sites, partners, nothing. I said there are 2 things we have to do with Sikshana over here. And then I come to the DSS. The 2 things in Sikshana is 1, go talk to the local corporator and say in your district, make it mandatory that Sikshana should be implemented in every municipal school. In your little Tamil, maybe 5 municipal schools, I don't know. But if you are in the smallest district, don't part. I don't need money from that. I want you to go sit with that corporator and tell him, come and implement this program if I make it mandatory. Number 1. And we will do that with 1 club in Pune. There are 4 or 5, I don't know, 10 in Pune itself. We will do one small thing here, it will automatically spread to the rest. Right? Now you have government involved saying, yes, go to this school, implement it over there. That is the best thing since sliced bread we can hear. Because once that is done, that is the only way to go from 300k to 2.5 million in 5 years. There is no other way to do it. No. That is the first. The second thing I said, we already have Sikshana in some X number of schools. Here. 40. In 40 schools here in Pune, Sikshana. What do you think? What did I ask him to do for the 40 schools where we already have Sikshana? What did I ask the Rotary Club to do? There are 40 schools in Pune where Sikshana has already been implemented. What do you think I asked Rotary Club to do?
Go see them.
Go see them, okay. What else?
Get some component for the building.
Okay. Now, put your hat on again. There is a credible organization. Pan-India reach. Government cannot deny them after about 3-4 visits. Now, what did I ask Rotary to do? See the effectiveness that's happening, apply to others. What else?
Talk to other Rotary clubs in other cities.
Talk to other Rotary clubs in other cities. All of that is correct. But the first thing I told them is, why am I paying the budget for those 40 schools? Shouldn't the government be paying that budget? Think. Why do you need to exist when there is thousands of crores available for education? If you need to go advocate government, they say, why look, I am in Charlie's school. The average budget of the school is some 15 lakhs per year or whatever it is. I am paying 40 times 10%, 1.5 lakh. 40 times 1.5 lakh, 40 lakhs. Why am I paying 40 lakhs? Can't the government pay 40 lakhs for 40 schools? It's in the budget. So what I am trying to tell you guys is think like that. We are always in the mode of funding आ जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा. अरे बाबा, advocate policy change. So if we get that one corporator to say 5 schools and one news article goes out on that, 5 other corporators say मेरा चालू क्यों नहीं करो? हो गया तुम्हारा scale up overnight. समझा? Think scale. If you keep thinking में 10 से 12 कैसे जाएगा, फायदा नहीं है यार. 10 से 1000 कैसा जाए? Start there. What is the impact? 1000 schools. Now work down. क्या करायचं? What all should I do to get down? That is the impact that I have. Ron said we put 2.5 million kids. So if we just do simple math, very simple math, 300k to 2.5 million is about a 10x. 10 times. So all of you go back to your respective organizations and start doing the math. In 5 years I have to reach 10 times what I am reaching today. 10 times.
Having sit in the front as you all are sitting for the last almost 35 years, several times I used to wonder why the person standing in front is giving us a lecture. So I always thought that it's always good to tell you what to expect and what not share where we stand. I will also share with you what is my personal relevant experience in this field. After that, we move on to the working definition. I call it the working definition basically because I don't consider that, or you don't have to consider that as the definition of the word. But to begin with something, you have to have a definition. As I always say in this wonderland of development, jargon is something that we all keep on throwing at each other rather than using and understanding it. So we need to understand this jargon, at least the word that we are using. One thing that in Action 8, partly we made them learn and we also learn, is to have working definitions. And this took a long time. In Action 8 itself, I think it took us almost 4 to 5 years to convince all of us that we need to have a working definition, without which we can't really proceed. We try to have simple working definition. We'll also talk about why influencing. Since I'm going to talk about influencing, it's obviously that I'm going to talk in favor of influencing. So I will try to explain to you why I feel influencing is essential. Tools and values. When it comes to influencing, or the other popular word is advocacy, we invariably come up with the conflict of values. And then what tools to use, what tools not to use, etc. We'll try to look at that. Advocacy and forms of government, and form of government. Under what government, what kind of advocacy can work? Influencing under democracy, I'm going to consider only democratic governments. None other than the democratic governments are considered here for advocacy. Though internationally, obviously, anyone who is an advocacy student has to consider various other forms of government which are not necessarily democratic. In India, here I'm going to restrict myself only to democracy. And then we will talk about some basic fundas. Funda is not really used in English, but I will use it in Hindi. Basically, उसका जो फंडा है, so basically we will be looking at the fundas of 4 major players whom we need to influence: legislature, executive, judiciary, and media. Finally, we will also look at the limitations of advocacy. And the last one, keeping an age from a gambler, that we will share at the end. Very quickly, Janat was involved with the migrant children since 1999, worked in 3 different states, worked with over 100 schools that we used to run ourselves, covering around 15,000 children. Also ran hostels. We have experience of putting volunteers in for putting children in government schools, etc., etc. We were active on RTE and the implementation of RTE. We deliberately closed down our schools. Despite having funding, that funding is still lingering with us, wondering what to do with it. Because we thought that after RTE is in place, we have no business to run schools. Of course, this is our personal opinion. I'm not here to sort of discuss on that, whether that was right or wrong, or what you are doing is right or wrong.